I'm Jeremy here with you this morning, and we have a special guest in the studio. We have Brenda Carroll. She is with the Rockmart History Museum and part of the WelshFest committee, and is here to talk to us about the 5th annual Heritage Days and WelshFest that's coming up this coming weekend. That will start on Friday night, March 18th, with a hymn singing at the historic Van Wert Church, and then the date for the WelshFest itself will be on Saturday the 19th. So welcome, Brenda.
Good morning, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
Very good to have you in studio, and I'm sure our listeners would love to know more about this. Hopefully the weather will prevail and be on our side for this. But a great opportunity to bring the family out and learn a little bit about the history of Rockmart and Polk County, and to learn a little bit about the heritage and have some fun in, good Southern style. We love a good festival in the spring, and this is the kind of the kickoff to that. So Brenda, why don't you tell us a little bit about WelshFest and how it came to be?
Well, this will be our 5th annual WelshFest. It's Heritage Day and WelshFest because it's about all of our heritage. Rockmart has a very strong heritage of Welsh. They founded Van Wert originally, and hence we'll be having the hymn sing at Van Wert Church on the Friday evening. It was founded by a group of people that wanted to celebrate our heritage, our Welsh heritage, because at the Van Wert Church was founded like in the 1840s. The Welsh started coming over in the 1830s. They were mining for gold and found slate. So that's how that got started. But then the festival itself started about, I think, 7 years ago, 7 years ago, with Jean Latrello, Greg Gray, and Carl Welcher. Greg and Carl are still with us and help heading this for us. And they wanted to, it was at the opening of our history museum in Rockmart, and they thought, what a better way than to have a festival around the opening of the museum, and it's just continued. And so therefore we've been blessed, and we're hoping for good weather for this WelshFest this year.
And last year, there was a little rain during the event, but it didn't slow things down. The event carried on, and yes. Great. But like you said, in March in Georgia, you never know what the weather's going to bring. But.
Well, we're hoping for good weather this weekend. Last year, that interfered with it somewhat, but we have 40 vendors going to be there. We have entertainment the whole time. We'll be having music. We'll be having food. We have 2 or 3, maybe 4 food vendors. There's going to be a pancake breakfast starting it off at 7 o'clock in the morning at the Methodist Church. And then from there, the tea room will open at 10, and the vendors will be there for hamburgers, hot dogs. The Shriners are bringing those. Timbo is bringing barbecue, so we'll have plenty of food. The children's area this year is going to be quite exciting, I think, because we have a bouncy house, weather permitting. Mm-hmm. We have a young lady called Betty's Balloons. She'll be walking around and making balloons for the children, letting them choose whatever they want. But the opening ceremony is actually at 10 o'clock, and that will be with Pat Sampson. She'll be opening it and introducing the mayor, Steve Miller. That gets our day started, I think.
It sounds like a really nice way to kick it off. We'll run down just a little bit of the itinerary of things that's going on. As you mentioned, there's a lot of entertainment for the entire family. Definitely there's things for every member of the family, everyone, young and old. And so don't feel like it's something that is not going to be interesting to everyone, because there's definitely something there for everybody in the family. So you're starting, the opening ceremony begins at 10 a.m. And then what do we have leading off from there?
It all starts out with a pancake breakfast at 7 at the Methodist Church. The ladies there are having a pancake breakfast, all you can eat for $6, and that will help the vendors setting up, because we'll have a place to get coffee and breakfast.
Definitely.
So if you want to come down for that, we'd love to see you there as well. I believe founded just this year is the Welsh American Bicycle Club of Georgia, the Big Welsh Bike Ride. We have going to have 2 great bike rides along the Silver Comet Trail, a round trip to Bushy Branch Tunnel, and a 50K round trip to Rambo parking lot area. That's along the Silver Comet Trail to the Rambo parking lot area. Each rider will get a t-shirt, a gift bag, a $5 lunch voucher, a chance of winning a basket of biking kit, and the proceeds benefit the Newport Wells Social Biking Club 2017 biking trip to northwestern Georgia. We hope that they'll be here next year for the WelshFest. And the cost of this is $35 on the day of the ride. If you register before then, it's $30. And you can go online to register.
And what better than the Silver Comet Trail in the spring, right?
Oh, I know. It is beautiful, isn't it? The opening ceremony will be at 10 o'clock. We will have Pat Sampson introducing the mayor, Steve Miller, and the Reverend Mackenzie will give the opening prayer. And then we just have a fun-filled day ahead of us from there. We'll have the tea room. Please come by. I'll be there. We'll be opening at 10 o'clock, and we'll have a Welsh cream tea. We'll have scones and bear beef and Welsh cakes and American stuff as well. We have all kinds of stuff that the ladies have made, and we'll be having that. We'll be having a plowman's lunch. That's fresh bread, cheeses, a variety of cheeses. And then at 11 o'clock, Miss Betty will start her balloons, and that'll be, the children's area will be open from 11 to 3. There'll be balloons. She makes different kinds and shapes balloons. You can ask her for anything. She can make a dragon. She can make Ariel the mermaid. I saw her do that one. And she's quite amazing on her own.
Now, the dragon is the mascot of
Wales.
Of yes. Wales.
The dragon is their mascot. Their flower is the daffodil, so you'll be seeing those around. But the dragon is actually on the Welsh flag. It's a white and green with a background. In the children's area, we'll have some painting going on, and they'll be painting the Welsh flag. There'll also, the Rockmart Cultural Center will be doing a scavenger hunt, and they'll find their pieces, and then they'll make an object. And I won't tell you what that is until that day, but it's good fun for the kids, and they'll end up with something to take home with them.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
And there'll be a bouncy house, weather permitting.
All right.
There'll be other things for the children, but that's just to give you a little teaser there. And then at 10:30, the Veterans Memorial, we have just there at the flags at the Veterans Memorial, right in front of the tea room. Then at 10:30, there will also be the beginning of the tour of homes and of the RCAC here in Rockmart, the Art Center. I hope you get to do that. There's a fascinating display there right now. If you don't get to go on the tour, just drive by anytime and see it. That's as well with the Van Wert Church. We'll have tours there later in the day, but it will be open all day long. Anyone can drive out there and have a little tour if they like. At 11 o'clock, David Llewellyn will take the stage for the first set, and we're looking forward to that. David's been with us before, and he plays beautiful music, and he is from Wales. He now resides in the United States, and he has several CDs. At noon is the kilt contest. If you haven't done that, don't miss it. We have Miss Flossie Ferguson, and she's a local lady, and she is Welsh, and she will be judging the bonniest knees in Rockmart, and she is blindfolded. The gentlemen come out with their kilts on, and she actually feels their knees to see which one is the pick of her pick, and it is just hilarious. Please come and join us.
I saw pictures of that last year, and the pictures were very entertaining. So I can only imagine in person how much fun that would be. It
is a blast, and it is a fundraiser. It's a charity event. This year we have chosen to give the donation to the Murphy's Harps home in honor of Jimmy Lester. He was one of our founders as well. This is in his memory this year. Then at 12:30 we have a cakewalk.
I will sign up for any and everything, but I'll be first in line when it comes to the cakewalk. That's one of my favorite things.
So that's a very good one. Mrs. Barbara Walthrop has done cakes in the past, and I'm not sure she's going to get to do them this year, but we do know that they're awesome, and whoever does them this year, they'll be great. So don't miss that. The cakewalk sponsors, its charity is the Etowah Valley Historical Society. They take care of and are restoring the Van Wert Church, which is deep in our roots here in Van Wert and Rockmart. That was where we all started. Then we have Chris Anderson. He is with Would Be Thieves. And they'll be on the stage. At 1 o'clock, there's a tour to the Van Wert Church. And I believe we have one at 1 and another one at 3. So there's 2 tours out to the Van Wert Church that day. And like I said, you can drive out there anytime you'd like to as well. There is parking, and someone will be out there the whole day. The longbow demonstration, it says it's going to be at 1 o'clock. That'll be down by the Trailhead building, and they'll be doing demonstrations down there and having the welly wanging, which is the throwing of a welly boot. And see who can throw it the furthest. But it's a lot of fun, and give it a go. It's just a lot of fun. You might win. And that is by the Trailhead building, the Silver Comet Trailhead building, and that is where the tea room will be in the building itself. David Llewellyn will take the stage again at 1:45, and then there's going to be a walk around downtown Rockmart and in the historic part of the downtown Rockmart. And then at 2:30 we'll have another longbow demonstration, and then after that at 2:45 we'll have Chris Anderson on stage again. And at 3 o'clock, a welly wanging on the green. 3, of course, the Van Wert tour. And then at 3:45, David Llewellyn will take the stage again for his last set. The closing ceremonial will be at 4:30, at which time the awards will be given out and the raffle winners announced. And we really haven't talked about the raffles, but we will be selling raffle tickets in several places around Rockmart. You can get them at the museum, different merchants, at the art center, or anyone connected with this. We will be happy to sell you those. And the main prize will be the Welsh flag made out of the Cokes. Over 212 packs of different kinds of Coke that make up the flag. If you think of putting together a Welsh flag with Legos, that's kind of what it looks like, and it's at J&L discount stores. Please go have a look at that. We're the first one that they've done in the United States, and apparently they do these in Wales, and the Coke company has been doing these in Wales for several years now. Making the Welsh flag out of Cokes in celebrations of St. David's Day, and that's March the 1st.
And so I imagine this is probably like during football season, you go into your grocery store or supercenter, and there's a big display with your school colors, and it's made out of the Coke cans or Coke cases, and I imagine this is very similar.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what that is. But that is our first prize, and then we have a basket of goodies from the St. David's Welsh Society of Georgia that they've made up, and then the museum and the merchants here in Rockmart are making up one as well. So there'll be 3, maybe 4 prizes from the raffle tickets. So please get your raffle tickets, and we'd love to see you carry home the drinks. One of the numbers they can call would be mine, and that's 770-634-2560. And I would be happy to help them get raffle tickets if they'd like them. They're $1 each or 6 for $5. So please, if you'd like to do that, don't hesitate to call. I'll see that you get them. The raffle tickets are actually to support the 3 sponsoring charity organizations of the WelshFest. That's St. David's Welsh Society of Georgia, the Rockmart History Museum, the Harley Valley Historic Society. That explains what happens to that. And we use that money for the rest of the year. So this is sort of some of our fundraiser for the year for these groups. And we'd appreciate the help. So thank you.
So we've been talking with Brenda Carroll, who is with the Rockmart History Museum and the WelshFest Committee. We've been discussing the coming up 5th annual Heritage Days WelshFest celebration. And so there's also going to be a honey contest coming up, which is something that for the local folks, they may very, very well be interested in it. Tell us a little bit about that.
The honey contest will be at 11 o'clock at the Trailhead building, and it's judged by Jay Parson, and he is a certified Welsh honey judge. The 4th year we've done this. So, and then we're going to have a honey cake contest as well, and that will be judged by our own Joy Johnson, and She was a home ec teacher here in Rockmart, I believe, for just years. I don't know exactly what years, but I know that she was here, and they're excited to have her doing that for us. And that will all be carried on in the Trailhead building at the right there at the tea room. So.
And we've been talking with Miss Brenda Carroll. She's with the Rockmart History Museum and the WelshFest Committee, and she's been telling us a little bit about the coming up 5th annual Heritage Days and WelshFest that'll be taking place this coming weekend here in downtown Rockmart. Things will kick off Friday night at 7 p.m. with a hymn singing in the historic Van Werk Church. And then things will get started bright and early as 7 a.m. on Saturday, the 19th, and we're hoping for the best weather, but there are backup plans in case we have a typical spring day in Georgia. But we hope everybody comes out and visits this and takes part in it. There's fun for the entire family. Miss Brenda can be reached by phone if you have questions or want to find out more information. The phone number to contact for that is 770-634-2560. Again, that's 770-634-2560. And if you want to find out more information, they do have a website, and the website is very informative. I've been there several times for information myself, and that website is www.welshfest.vpweb.com. Again, that's www.welshfest.vpweb.com to gather more information about that. And you can also find more information on the WZOT Facebook page as well. Brenda, thanks for coming by. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy. I've enjoyed it. And yes, whether it rains or shines, we will be there. If it's cool or raining, that means more time in the tea room with me. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful time. There are a lot of things for the children to do this year, and we're looking forward to it being a fun day.
Very well. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.